When you feel like you have to control someone, control the next person, that should let you know that you have no control over yourself. And this could very much pertain to relationships mainly, because we are all individuals, and we are spirits having a human experience. So it's like when one spirit comes in contact with the next spirit, yes, there is a connection, and there is a love connection, maybe a lust connection, whatever kind of connection you guys come together with. That doesn't mean that you need to control that being. You have no rights to control that being. And I don't think anyone should give someone else permission to be over you. You are the manager of your own life individually, even in marriage. For me, this is my own opinion. Marriage is what it's a man-made thing. But relationships are real. You know, energy is real. Relationships are very real, and you have to respect each other. You must have control over oneself, and how to have control over yourself. Know thyself. Who are you? What do you like? What do you love to do? What is it that what you know you can tolerate? How do you set boundaries for yourself? You know, once you have set that, once you know what you love to do, once you know once you know how to set boundaries for yourself, the things that you would tolerate and not tolerate, you most definitely know how to make decisions for yourself. Self-control is so important. Knowing yourself, knowing what you like, what you love to do is so important. And when you become self-aware, you are always checking on your mental health. You are always doing a self-checkout. So when you know there's something wrong with you, you are willing to fix it. You are willing to have discipline. You gain discipline to fix those issues about yourself. And when you fix those issues about yourself, you can better understand the next person, and especially in a relationship. When you are in the position of doing too much pleasing the next person in the relationship, you fall short. You somewhat forget about yourself. You forget the things that makes you happy. You forget the things that make you feel loved, because you're too busy giving that next person all of your loving energy instead of thinking about yourself. You're putting someone else first when you should be putting yourself first. Because when you put yourself first, when you stay within yourself, you have them boundaries, you have that discipline, you check in your mental health, and you are still doing the things that you love, the things that makes you feel beautiful. The next person in a relationship should, regardless of anything, he should love who you are authentically. He will fall in love with your authentic self, because that is who you are. You're not doing it for him. You're doing it for yourself. And in a relationship, he have no choice, or she have no choice, but to fall in love with how you take care of yourself. Because when you take care of yourself, you know for sure how to take care of that next person in the relationship. And I'm not asking you to be selfish, because there are a lot of times where you would have to think about that next person in the relationship too. And those times are motivating that partner, making he or she feel uplifted, very secure about themselves. You're complimenting them. You're giving them props of what they're doing. You're giving them props of how they take care of themselves. both parties should be doing the same thing, because when it's one-sided, one is falling short and the relationship will be off balance. So it has to be both parties doing the same routine. It's a way of life. It's not a routine. It's a way of life. This is how you should be. And when both of you are taking care of yourself, it's a balanced relationship. No one is competing. No one is, falling short. No one is, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you should be doing this, and da 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 da, and who's smarter and who's not. Like, it shouldn't be that way. Both parties should be doing the same thing so that it can be fair, and both of you guys can always be on the same page. So doing your self-checkouts, checking in with yourself, your mental health is very, very important, because no relationship will always be butterflies and rainbows and kisses and hugs. You feel me? That should be that, regardless of. You will have disagreements. So when you are having a disagreement, it may be a slight argument. Sometimes it goes overboard and it gets loud. The argument gets loud. But when you checking in with yourself and your mental health is straight, you're not making no unhealthy outbursts and everything, the conversation goes very smooth. So when you are going in, you're checking in your mental health every time, you're not responding with these very, very regretful words, or sometimes some people don't regret it. They feel like they need to say it so they can hear it. You shouldn't be hurting each other's feelings in an argument. You shouldn't, because it ruins that person's security. It makes them insecure. It makes them feel like, dang, like, who am I? So when you get into an argument, when you're having a disagreement with your partner, make sure your mental health is level. Make sure you're not finna outburst nothing that is going to tarnish the level of your relationship. It shouldn't be that way. You should always be lifting each other up, no matter what. Even if you have a disagreement, everybody has disagreements. Even without a love relationship, it can just be a friendship. You're gonna have a disagreement. You're gonna have your own opinions, and you should respect those opinions. Everybody's opinions matter. Everybody way of life is, it matters. It's valid. It's validated by themselves. So what I'm saying is, have self-control. When you have self-control of yourself, you know how to control everything else around you. The decisions that you make is controlled, because you have that discipline. You have those boundaries in check. You have that mental health in check. And, your conversations go smoothly. I'm not no relationship expert, but this is my opinion. Every human being has a masculine and feminine. We all have masculine and feminine. We both have the masculine and feminine energy within us. So some people use their feminine energy more than their masculine, and some people use their masculine energy way more than their feminine energy. So because of your gender doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't make you better. We all have our levels. Our circumstances puts us in certain situations, how we think, where we're at. It's not about your gender. You shouldn't feel like you should control the relationship because of your gender. Like I said before, we are all individuals, and two shall come together to share lives together, not to dominate the whole thing, We all have roles. Play your role. Just play your role in the most soothing way. It doesn't have to be you're dominating the next person. You're better than the next person. You're smarter than the next person. Teach one. Each one teach one. Let's get it together. You feel me?